Hei, alle sammen! Hi, everyone. I dag skal jeg snakke om personlige pronomener. Today I'm going to talk about possessive pronouns and just using them in a sentence, og det å bruke dem i en setning. So when you're doing possessive pronouns in Norwegian, it has to follow the gender, and it also has to follow the plural or the singular. So I'm just going to tell you. So when you're doing something that belongs to you, like my dog, and so then you would use min. So that min is used with masculine. Here we have, I'm writing it in the chat box, min, my. So let's say dog is masculine, hund, en hund, a dog. So then I would say my dog would be hunden min. Okay, hunden min. And there you can see in the chat box how you wrote that. So dog is in the definite form as well. The dog mine is actually what I'm writing if I translate it directly to English. So, but it would be hunden min. Now, if it's a feminine word, I would use me and I. And so I could say klokka mi, my clock. So that is what we use for the feminine form of it. So, and then if it's neuter, you would use mitt, M-I-T-T. Okay, so for example, my house, ett hus, it's neuter, so we say huset. Mitt. That is what the neuter form of for my. Okay, so again, it has to make sure that it goes along with the gender, and also for plural. So if it's plural, it's my apples. I'm going to do mina, and then I want to make sure that the plural is in the definite form. So it'll be äpplena. Oh, sorry. Okay, so äpplena mina is how I would say it. Äpplena mina. There we go. That's from my. Now, if it's your singular, we have two. We have your singular and your plural. But if it's your singular, like your dog, you would use hunden din. Okay, if it's feminine, you would use di, just like me, di, right? So it would just be di. Klokka di, your clock. If it's a neuter, it would be ditt. Huset ditt. If it's plural, you would use dina. So then you would do äpplena dina. Okay, so that's your singular. Now, if you're doing for the third person, his or hers, and you're referring to the subject, not the object of the sentence, because that's a different form. So I'm not going to look at the object form right now. I'm going to look at the subject form, the one that we're showing that the subject owns it, not the object. So then you would, for example, you're saying it's his, like it's his. Then you would use hans. Bilen, hans. And actually, hans is used for both masculine, feminine, neuter, and plural. So there's no difference. So I would say bilen hans, klokka hans, huset hans, and then husene hans. So the plural uses the same for all of them. And the same thing with hers. There we use the same one for all of them, for masculine, feminine, neuter, and plural. So it would be hennes. So bilen hennes, klokka hennes, huset hennes, husene hennes. Be exactly the same thing as hans. Okay, now just remember this hans and hennes goes to when it's a subject in the sentence that owns it. Okay. And then we have for like our house, then you would use, and also here you have to have it agree with the gender and the singular or the plural. So if it's your dog, which is masculine, then you would say hunden vår. So vår is our. Okay, and then for feminine, you would use the same thing, vår, klocka vår. But for the neuter, you would actually add a T, huset vårt. Okay, so there you're adding a T to that. And then for the plural, you would use våra, husen är våra, our houses. Then you would add that E. So yeah, that's what you would do with that. So, but then if you're talking about like your house, for the you, like you all own this, then you would actually use deras. And that's the same for all of them. It doesn't matter for the gender or the plural or the singular. So I could say hunden, deras. So that would, and the same then would be hunden deras, klocka deras, huset deras. And the same for the plural, it doesn't change. And so it's the same. Okay. So again, use deras. Now the thing is, when you're using the third person plural, like theirs, it's theirs, their house, you also then use deras. So that is the same as the your house, their house, you use the same one. And so how do you know if you're talking about your plural house versus their house? You have to take it out of context. Okay, so that's how you know how you would take it out of context. So you just have to say, oh, are they talking about your house plural, or are they talking about their house? Okay, so you just have to listen for that. So that is pretty much you know, how to use those personal pronouns. Hopefully that was clear. I know, like I said, for hans or hennes, for the third person, when the subject owns it, then you're going to use hans, hennes. But if you're talking about that, it's the object, it belongs to the object in the sentence, we're going to use something different. But I'm not going to go over that right now. So that will be for another time. And I love seeing the comments that are coming up. And for you that said you don't talk Norwegian, that's okay, you're learning. And but I hope that you have a really good day. Jeg håper dere har en fin dag, og at dere kan kose dere ute, and that you can enjoy time outside. Det er kjempefint vær her i dag. Sola skinner. It is very nice outside here today. The sun is shining. Så jeg skal gå på tur etter dette. So I'm going to go for a walk after this. So hopefully you can get outside as well if it's nice where you are. Får håpe at du kan komme ut også, hvis det er fint hvor du er. Ok, ha det bra.